Welcome, everybody. I know. Forgive me, it's Monday, and then I say it's Friday, and then I la la la. I am a couple minutes late, 3 minutes late today, and I apologize for that. I usually don't bring it to your attention, but today I feel like being very truthful. So, hello, I'm TERRI HARDIN, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer and international artist. And I just talk about what's in my head. That's what this channel is about. Things that I have an opinion on. I ask you about your opinion. You can put it in the comments here. A question I usually wait till Friday, but today is just kind of what's up front in my mind. I also fill you in on what's happening in an artist's life, encourage you to be artistic, encourage you not to be bored, but to do something new and fun, and to tell you some of the things that I'm working on to help you be more creative in your life if you want. Some don't. But I think those that don't want to be creative don't realize that creativity is within. So I help you with that. Okay. So I talk about that. So if you want a peek in my head, or if it's too scary for you, don't feel bad. But those of you on YouTube and those of you who are new, welcome. I talk about all kinds of things. I've had a huge, amazing life. Thank you, Lord. And I'm very grateful for it. I thank God every day for the opportunities that I've had, and I share them with you. So if you're just joining me, I've done Ghostbusters, Men in Black, Jungle to Jungle, a ton of films, a ton of TV, dinosaurs, been lots of celebrities, worked on Captain EO with George Lucas and Michael Jackson. I've sculpted for people like Guillermo del Toro. I've been in museums like the LA County Museum. So there's a lot there. And I'm a puppeteer with the Jim Henson Company. Just blah, blah, blah. And I have a Wikipedia page. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm half black and half white, born in 1957 when there was white water fountains and black water fountains. And looking the way I do, what my life was like, you can bet I was bullied. So there's all kinds of things I will talk about. If you need to on Friday, ask me anything. You can ask me just about anything. So what is my take on Black Lives Matter? Or what is my take on what's happening in the industry today? Anything. Or what's up with Disneyland? And saying they want to relocate WDI all the way to Florida. Well, now, calm down. Because that's not exactly the whole story. So if you're interested in what I have to talk about and you would like to subscribe, please do so. My goal is to have about 1,000 really good choice subscribers who are interested in what I have to help and offer you about. Not a big number, but an important number, and one that I would love to have you be a part of. But don't feel like I'm cuffing you and making you do it. That's not what I'm about. I want to have a group of people that really is interested in and needs me to talk about Disneyland, or, we help each other both here. And if you really want to get together and do something amazing, then I'm going to encourage you to join Terry's Tribe on Patreon. And all you do is go to patreon.com. Here it is, patreon.com/Terri Hardin, and join us. For as little as $5 a month, $60 a year, you get 2 broadcasts that happen every Monday and Friday before this one. It's actually the reason I'm a little bit late. And then a Zoom call every week, as much as I can do. Sometimes I have a job that I have to make an appearance on and stuff, so I don't get it done. But a lot of times I'm here. Just ask the tribe. But the Terry's Tribe is different from many patron pages that I've heard people talk about. I give you a lot of me there. Okay, I'm working to give you some more fun things for higher investments, but that is kind of creeping along, right? I'm really working hard to do the $5 level. You want to do $10, that shows you some behind the scenes stuff. If you want to do $25, eventually the $25 per month will be instruction videos that I will start to give you every month. But right now, $5 is great and you get a lot for it. But here's the thing I want you to think about. You can offer a lot as well. We want your voice. what I've learned is that what I know is there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of things that they can help me with and they help each other with. So for example, one of my one of the tribe members is an amazing lady named Stephanie, and she's in marketing. So you don't think if I want to bounce a marketing idea off, I would talk to Stephanie and she's happy to help. We have an amazing artist in there named Chris McCauley. He does comic books. I've always loved comic books. And Chris is very generous with his teaching. If you want to do a comic book about drawing, he's brilliant. He's wonderful. We've got Janny G, who's a painter. So I'm learning how to paint. So I bounce a lot of stuff now. Full disclosure, I knew Janny before the patron page and before Terry's Tribe, but still, she's decided to lend her voice and she helps everybody with color choices, with what to use, because she paints on everything: trash cans, doors, cars, murals. She just is a crazy and wonderful painter. And so if you have a question on what does it take to prep a trash can because you want to paint a trash can, I don't know if you do, but the point is she's there for you. Ron Kubalo, who's been a painter for a long time, he talks to you about general painting. If you want to know how to paint, we all talk about sketching. But then here's the other thing. We talk about everything else too, because the definition of an artist is someone who's passionate about what they do. So we have Melissa, and she cleans. And boy, when you want to get stuff disinfected, there's nobody that knows things better than Melissa. So you're getting these things. What if you want to know about the behaviors of cats? Maybe your cat is doing something a little bit wild and crazy. Then we have Deanna, who is actually an animal whisperer, in my opinion. She has cats, she has dogs, she's all about animals. And there's other people that are all about animals. Then we have Holly, who has 2 little kids, who starts to talk to us about what it's like to entertain 2 little kids during the pandemic, because their attention spans are about this big, right? So everyone has something to bring. My friend Adam talks about Disney and being a cast member and what it's like to have been part and then not part and then part, the ups and downs of being a cast member during the pandemic, along with other things that Adam does. He's an amazing photographer. So he talks about photography. My point is this: it's not just me. And for $5 a month, it's a heck of a good deal. All kinds of wonderful things we do, treasure chests and all kinds of cool things. So if you're interested, please go here and check it out and see if you'd like to be a part of it, because we'd love your voice. Okay? All right. Okay. So the top of this hour, and who knows, it might only be an hour, I want to talk to you about Disneyland and WDI. Disneyland it has been discovered that in Florida that Disneyland has bought a huge amount of property in Florida, and they're going to create a campus-like a structure in which they're going to house Imagineering. This is what we hear so far. The idea is to move as many Imagineers as possible over to Florida. However, we still have Imagineering here in Glendale, and that won't die off. Okay? As it stands now, there's going to be 2 camps. The one here in Glendale will be smaller, and hopefully it won't disappear. Everything is subject to change. Let me say that again. Everything is subject to change. But as I said to a friend of mine yesterday, don't think just because you're not an Imagineer yet that you may have to give up your love of California or living on the West Coast, because everything's happening on the East Coast. You may have to go over the East Coast to train and come back to California. California could be for certain people. But here's what I know as an artist, having been working for Disney for over 40 years. I can't even believe it. 40 years. Yeah. Wow. That makes you pause. Doesn't it? But what I've learned is that the West Coast and the East Coast are 2 different camps. WDW, Walt Disney World, and their group over there really wants to be the hub, meaning they want to make decisions. And you've probably seen it if you're a Disneyland person, how a lot of things like the WDW monorail shows up in our merchandise as opposed to a Disneyland monorail. And we're like, what the heck, Well, this is the thing. The Disney wants to have one hub where they can sell product in all the parks, or at least that feels that way. Okay. Understand, if you're new to this channel or you're looking at it after it's live, these are TERRI HARDIN, Walt Disney Imagineer opinions. Okay. Understand, I'm also not an Imagineer that is inside Imagineering employee circle. I am the come here, get away, Imagineer, which means that by all purposes, I'm a contractor. But when they need somebody fast, accurate, and good as a sculptor, they'll call me. And they'll call me to fill that gap between, oh my God, we're behind schedule, and getting back on schedule. So come here, TERRI. We need to catch up. Once they catch up, get out. This is the truth. And it doesn't work for everybody, but it really works for me. And I've been that way. Oh gosh, now, how long have I been a come here, get away, Imagineer? Since Shanghai, since they were doing Shanghai. And the other thing that's nice about this is you say yes or no. They can say yes or no. You can say yes or no. Okay. So it works for me. Doesn't work for everybody. You got to pick what works for you as an artist. But one of the things I've done as a freelance artist has realized that if you're sculpting for the collectors who live on the West Coast, you better be what we call on model, meaning don't deviate and get too creative with the way Donald Duck looks, or the way Tinkerbell looks, or the way any of the characters look. Okay, you can, like, and you probably can name a list as long as your arm of artists who have established a following like that. The first one that comes to mind is Miss Mindy. Her stuff is beautiful and amazing, and it's her Disney version. And I cannot exactly speak for Miss Mindy, but I think Miss Mindy's art happened before Disney approached her to do Disney art. I'm not 100% on that, but if this is the case, how dare they tell Miss Mindy how to do art, right? Same with the woman who does paper cuts. She's from Brazil, I think. She does these beautiful paper cuts, one of a kind. She always dreamed to be a part of Disney and a Disney artist, and she is now. And her work is just beautiful, just breathtaking. But they went to her, and Kincaid was another one. Kincaid, they approached, and Kincaid did it Kincaid's way, okay? So basically, depending on when Disney came to you, and then you've got collectors who like it for it's not everybody, okay? So you've got the artist, I've mentioned this before, who sort of throws every color in the rainbow at the characters, and it's all these different colors. They sell really, 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 really well at Walt Disney World, but they don't necessarily sell as well here on the West Coast, because people like their characters to look like the characters for the most part. There are exceptions, but if you're an artist and you're creating for the West Coast, it better be on model. Okay, it better be on model, meaning it's got to look like Cinderella, it's got to look like Tinkerbell, it's got to look like Mickey Mouse, it's got to look like Donald Duck. No abstract weirdness. No, the POPs, again, the pops, as you call them, very strange and weird, but they don't necessarily appear to everybody. So my point with this is that putting WDI, who designs all parks, over in Florida could work. But I think that's why they're keeping a foot in California, because when you design for Disneyland, you got to be careful. You got to be careful, because the Disneyland collector is very particular. And lately they have not been fulfilled. The stuff they're seeing is not making them happy. The collectibles are not hitting the mark. So they're frustrated. Yeah, they're frustrated. And it also doesn't mean that a collector won't go online and look at what's in Tokyo, because Tokyo has some beautiful things they produce, as you know. China does, Shanghai has beautiful things. Hong Kong has beautiful things. So those of you who like to see the different things, this is the way parks should be running. France should have the things that they create in France. And first of all, they should be in French. I can't tell you how hard it is for me to go to Paris and find something in French. The song in French, you got Minnie and Mickey in the Eiffel Tower and they're singing Mickey Mouse Club. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would I buy a piece like that? It's ridiculous. It's, to me, stupid. But if they were singing, a wonderful if they sang, in Paris, where it looks like Mickey and Minnie have gone over to have a nice Paris adventure, you know, I love walking through the streets of Paris. It's got to be about Paris. And it would really be nice if it was in French. Because honestly, it will remind you of Paris if you've been to Paris every single time you are not in Paris. So Paris should be Paris. It doesn't mean that Tokyo needs to be everything in Japanese. No. Au contraire, mon ami. But the Japanese are different people. They have wonderful styles, unusual interpretations of things that we all love. The sweet little large-eyed sort of pinch their cheek characters that can only be done in Japan. And Japan is also very detail oriented, which is why I love them so much. Two of the best parks are Disneyland Japan, Tokyo Disneyland, and Disney Seas. If you haven't seen Disney Seas, it'll make your teeth fall out. It's just great. They also have a quirky sense of humor. Okay, I love that they create quirky and cool and unusual things. So let me show you a couple of things that Japan creates that I just couldn't resist. Okay, you ready for it? I hope you allow me to do this. This is one of my top favorite. This is a little bowl for rice, and it's the bottom half of Donald. Isn't it cute? And these are flexible. These are like rubber, and then this is glass. Okay, isn't that beautiful? I designed an attraction for Tokyo Disneyland, but this is just too cute, isn't it? Isn't it cute? I don't know if they did a bunch of the characters, but I fell in love with this one, and I just think it's the cutest thing ever. And they put a liner in the thing if you're going to have like ice cream or rice or whatever, so that when you pull this out, this stays clean. They're very much about not taking dirty anything around. So it's really cute. And then on the back, it says Tokyo Disney Seas. See? I mean, maybe you can't see it so well, but there it is. So as an Imagineer, I've always felt like you should tailor your art to fit the park, to fit the people of the park and those coming to the park to see what your country does cool. What kind of cool thing can you come up as for Paris Disneyland? What cool thing can you come up for Tokyo, Hong Kong? And Tokyo's always got it. They always have something seriously like, whoa, And so that's one of the reasons that I think that this WDI only in Florida, yes, it's a little cheaper, but I don't know that every Imagineer is going to want to live in Florida. Price points lower. Some say they'll have to take a pay cut. Others say they may have to take a pay cut, but the dollar goes further in Florida. But I'm not a fan of living in Florida. I love to visit Florida, but I really don't want to live in Florida. I hate humidity. I really hate humidity. And so when it happens a little bit here, I just don't like it at all. So I can imagine in Florida, it's going to be, so I usually like to go to Florida in January because it's really cold and rainy. And I love that. I love cold and rainy. So it's not an environment for me. But does that matter? If you really, really want to be an Imagineer, and if we go into the future and we find out that this is what's happening, that will have to be a decision that you make, right? But I do feel they're going to have a hub here. I mean, not a hub, but a WDI here. It just may not be super large. I think it's going to be more like a banana split, if you will. And they're going to split it in a certain way, as many as they can get over there, sure, because they have land to expand. They can actually create the campus over there. Here, it would be almost impossible to create such a campus. And they managed to do it on property anyway at WDI. And I miss the charm of WDI when I worked there. It wasn't like a big campus like it is now. So maybe that means that they could bring it back to the charming WDI that it was here before it became a campus. So we just have to wait and see. But please don't let your heart go pity-pat and get worried too much. Don't think your opportunity has left the building. Please don't think that, because we don't know yet, do we? We don't know. But that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. I also wanted to talk about the pandemic. Oh, stop groaning. Oh, the pandemic. Everybody talks about the pandemic. You know why? Because this is serious. This is really serious. And as someone who broadcasts regular on social media, I've got to say something. And I'm going to keep it short, but I'm going to keep it direct. All over the world, we're struggling with this disease, okay? Those of you who are not getting vaccinated, please get vaccinated. Trust me, it's your best defense, all right? But do not, and this is the thing that I want to ask you not to do if you're this person. Do not diss anyone. Do not tease anyone. Do not be rude to anyone who decides to wear a mask, okay? If you decide not to, that's your business. But many of us will wear a mask at certain times because we have people to protect. And I really don't care what you've heard in the media. The reality is we don't know if we're carriers, if we've got the vaccine. We don't know. The CDC doesn't know for sure if we're not carriers, okay? And an incident has just happened where they discovered one of the vaccinated people or a few vaccinated people were carriers. And you wait and then not carriers. So when in doubt, wear a mask. Why? Because you've been doing it for close to 2 years. Just when in doubt, wear a mask. I've made it kind of a funny thing. Yesterday, I visited my family and I came in with the mask on one ear and went like this. What are we doing, guys? What's our choice? What's our choice? Da, 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 da. And then they can tell me what they feel comfortable with. As it turned out, indoors we wore masks, outdoors we didn't. But that was their choice because we have a woman, we have my mother-in-law, she's almost 91. No one wants to be responsible for getting her sick, even though she's been vaccinated. People who have been vaccinated have gotten sick. We don't want to be those people. See what I'm saying? We're not looking at you, the unvaccinated, like you're going to get us sick. We're looking at you that we could make you sick. We don't know, and we don't want that we don't want that responsibility on our heads. Okay? I don't want to be the one that makes you sick. Even if there's this much of a thread of a hair on the dog's chance of making you sick, I don't want those odds. Okay? Until I know it's zero unanimously throughout the world that the vaccine keeps you from being a carrier, when I'm in a group, I'm going to wear a mask first. Okay? My husband's high risk. Older people are high risk. My mom and dad are high risk. I'm just not going to take that chance. I'm just not going to. There are certain situations where we can be without masks because I know where my father has been and I know where I have been. But if there's other people in the equation who have been in places that I don't trust without masks, I'm going to be worried about it, okay? So enough about that, guys. I know you get tired of hearing this pandemic, but it is us as human beings that are going to make this go away, and we have to get vaccinated. It is not, I mean, here in California, one of the most frustrating things, and I'm going to be as open and honest to you as I can, and I welcome your comments on the other side. If you want to comment on this and say something, you know, I welcome your opinion. This is America. You can talk to me. I may not agree with you, but I'm not going to attack you, the person. I may go after the idea and disagree, but I'm not going to attack you personally. And when you're having a debate, that's the key. Don't tell the person that they're stupid or being ridiculous. Just say, and I think not getting a vaccination is a dumb idea. Not that you're dumb, but it's a dumb idea if you think you're not going to get a vaccination. It's so important to protect others and to protect yourself. Okay? It is. I don't want to get you infected if there's even a teeny tiny ant-man size possibility. No. Absolutely no. Absolutely no. No. Okay? That's why I become a tigress when I find out someone's not vaccinated and they haven't told me. Okay? I'm not going to dish you for not getting vaccinated. I'm going to encourage you to get vaccinated. But you got to tell me right out of the gate so I can mask up, because I don't want the responsibility of possibly getting you sick. You understand what I'm saying? You getting this? Okay, I hope so. Because I know this is a little bit on the annoying side to just keep hashing this out. But the virus is trying to find a way to get past the vaccines. And the more of us that are vaccinated, you are the petri dishes, you unvaccinated people are the petri dishes that the evil virus is mutating and doing, you see? It's very happy that you're not vaccinated. And I started to say here in California, asking for your card can be invasion of privacy, people feel. And I think that's ridiculous. We have to do something to protect everybody. So what is it? I'm glad I'm not a politician, but that's the case. So I have now done my duty as an American for tasking you to get vaccinated. And now we will move on. Okay. All right. Okay. So please get vaccinated and please protect yourself and others. Please. We want to get back to as close to normal as possible. And we don't want to go back to where we were. Okay. And all over the world, we're struggling. Okay. So that's it. So on my agenda, I also want to talk about, you guessed it, I have a book coming out with my best friend, Lynette Eklund, and I'm just punching it up here. There it is. Yay. Here it is. It's a children's book called Giggling Pumpkins. If you don't know, I've judged the Outrageous Pumpkin competition for the Food Network since 2005. I've been a judge. I here for the first time in a beautifully hardbound, stitched book, top quality, made in the USA book. I have done the illustrations. Now, my best friend and co-conspirator in this is my best friend, Lynette Eklund. She wrote it and she hand painted all of the drawings. So I did the drawings and she did the painting and the writing. And we're giving you a very special deal right now. Our goal is to get at least, I'd like to get about 500 pre-sold. So I have made an amazing, incredible deal. And here are just a taste of the book. It's cute, it's sweet, it's hardcover, all of them signed, okay? Lynette's and my goal are to get them signed by both of us, and here's a little bit about us, which you probably can't read. Freeze it and then if you want to, okay? So there you go. This book is amazing. Like I said, bound in the USA, stitched, hardcover, because that's what you've asked for, and it's only $18 during the pre-sale. It retails for $23.99. And if you come to one of my appearances or one that Lynette and I are both at, it will be $20. So the best deal you can get right now per book is $18 if you buy one. But let me expand your mind a little bit. Are you ready? Woo, woo, woo. Here we go. What if Christmas is coming, or you happen to be someone who loves Halloween? Or maybe you're a club like the Disneyana Fan Club or Carolwood Society or Friends of the Mouse or I wanted to name the one, NorCal Disney Club. And, or you're a podcaster and you think you'd like to buy a few books because it could help you make money and me make money. So I have price breaks for 25 books, 50 books, 75 books, and 100 books. I'm going to give you a better price than 18. Okay? I'll wholesale, then you can sell them for the retail price and we both make money. Isn't that cool? It works really well. And I'd like to encourage you to think about it. And if you've got lots of relatives you'd like to give it to, this is a magical, beautiful book that I'm going to be signing and Lynette's going to be signing. It's my first book where I have my original sketches in hardback. Okay. I did do a cover for a paperback book, but this is my first hardbound illustrated book. It's sweet, it's lovely, and it's beautiful. It's 8 by 8 inches and about, 3/4. No. I can't tell you how thick, but we haven't got the sample yet. But the point is it's gorgeous. It's going to be signed. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be beautiful. So how do you get it? You go to my website. TerriHarden.com, www.terriharden.com. Above my head is the word online store. You click on online store and it's going to take you right to the store. I want to thank my tribe members because Terry's tribe did this a little earlier to make sure that I had done it right, because me and technology. So now you can do it from your mobile device and order what you want, or you can order it from your laptop. Order it with if you want. And if you want more than one, don't order it on my store. Let me say that again. Don't order it on my store. Simply contact me at TerriHarden.com, Terry at TerriHarden.com. Let me just show you that so you've got that up on the screen for you. Okay. So the first thing you're going to go do is you're going to go to TerriHarden.com, click on online store. It'll take you directly to my store and you can buy it there. Credit cards accepted, all cool. If you're more of a PayPal person, again, you'll have to write to me and I'll invoice you. I understand some people have this love with PayPal. I am with Square Up, so it's different. But you're welcome to do that if you are so inclined. And then you go, to write to me, you go to, and I'm just looking for my little banner so that you have something that will help you to find me. You go here, you write to Terry at TerriHarden.com, or you message me on Facebook. Many of you guys are Facebook people. You can post it in the comments and say, how do I reach you? And I'll give this to you in the comments as well. But write to Terry at TerriHarden.com. Say you want to buy a bundle. The bundle is non-refundable because we've signed them. So if you're a club, kind of think about, do you need 25? Do you need 50? Do you need 100? And we'll do that. And I will even, in some cases, come up and talk about it. So, for example, the Disney and a Fan Club, I will be appearing on September 12th at the Disney Fan Club show and sale in Anaheim. And I will be there, but the books will be $20 a piece. But you can also walk up to me and say you want a wholesale price, okay? I'm hoping they will be there and available at that event so you can pick them up after having bought them for only $18 in the presale. Best deal is the presale. Why? Because I'd like to sell, I want to sell, I will sell 500 books beforehand, just because that's a nice number to know that the amount I want to order can be ordered, okay? Because I want to order a lot, because I think I really feel that what the amount is will fly off the shelf. Lovely book, and it's fun, and I'm an Imagineer after all, and I do Outrageous Pumpkins after all, so why wouldn't it? And I'm also teaching a pumpkin class. So if you live in the Southern California area, on September 30th, I'll be teaching a pumpkin class, sculpting class in Anaheim, and more on that Friday, okay? But I teach it live. I teach you how to sculpt like me live, and means that I'm there hovering over you, giving you all kinds of trouble. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of people love to have that one-on-one with a person, right? So that's me. Let me just see if I have here we go. Here we go. So I also teach this class virtually if you're not in Burbank, but all that information will be imparted to you Friday or maybe Monday, because Thursday I meet with my web designer and we're going to set up a page where you can just go click on it and be signed up for the classes. Okay. So that's coming, but understand September 30th is the live class in Anaheim. So if you're someone who's been thinking about maybe going to Disneyland and you want to make that Saturday, kind of wrap it up with a little pumpkin sculpting with an Imagineer, this could be fun. We're going to eat. I'm going to stay all day at this location. I'll be there from early in the morning. Well, 9 o'clock, we'll have a little mixer, and then 10 o'clock, we'll start the class, and I'll be there till God turns lights out. But that doesn't mean you have to. Class runs about a couple hours. So if you want to go to downtown Disney on the evening and have dinner, or you want to do something on Friday, stay overnight, and then come to the class, it's really up to you. This is why I'm telling you early. You can make that Disneyland experience. We're so fortunate to have it in Anaheim. It's very exciting, and it's going to be October 30th, the day before Halloween. So your pumpkin is fresh and yummy for Halloween. Okay? So that's coming too. And like I said, I'll give you all the information Friday on the Ask Me Anything. Okay? So that you can kind of know what's happening. Okay, I'll give you as much information as possible and tell you when you can sign up, because class space is limited. Okay, I only have 2 hands, so I want to make sure that I'm taking care of you. All right, but I'll give you all the information about that. Let me show you a little bit about what I'm talking about, okay? So that you are not confused with, what is she talking about? Pumpkin class. Maybe you're new and you're like, I don't get it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. What can I show you? I want to show you a transition. I'm having a little challenge as I'm looking at this. I'm going, my transitions aren't here. Oh, okay. Well, I'll show you a transition, but the first thing I'm going to do is just show you pumpkins, okay? All right. So a lot of times I'll teach you how to light them. So this is my lady pumpkin. She's a normal size pumpkin. She's 3-dimensionally sculpted. Here is a 3-dimensionally sculpted otter. I found a pumpkin that was kind of flat and squishy, and I made an otter eating a pumpkin. There he is. There's another shot of him right there. I teach you how to do this. And believe me, you can do this. Here's my dragon. I mentioned Lynette Eklund. This is at Lynette's farm. She used to have a corn maze, and I would teach people or demonstrate. This is my demo. This is a giant pumpkin. So this tall pumpkin right here is this pumpkin I'm hugging right here. So you get the idea of big, right? Okay, cool. Let me show you what else. Here is a dragon's egg pumpkin, and I was hoping, let me just pull you back to me for a minute so I can look and see if I've got him. It doesn't look like I've got him on. It's kind of weird that some of my pumpkins are there and some of them are not doing the way that they do. But here's a class sculpting the big pumpkins. This was when I was on the farm. I cannot guarantee that they'll be this big, but they will. I'm going to include the pumpkin because I want you to have the best opportunity to sculpt a pumpkin, and pumpkins are, you have hater pumpkins that really don't want you to sculpt them. And then you have pumpkins that, that you do want to sculpt. And here's another, I'm going to give you some class examples here. So here's another thing where I'm teaching the class right here. So I'm working with a couple here on it. You can see everybody in the background sculpting, and this is actually on the farm. But now we're going to be at a location in Anaheim. This is Ventura. Here's my friend Cameron. He's been sculpting with me and now helps others to learn the process. And Cameron has been sculpting since he was 9 years old, and he does tikis. Yeah, he does well too with his tikis. Here's one of the first. Here's a first-time student. Didn't he do a good job? Another first-time student. This guy was very quiet and very trepidatious and not so sure he could do it. But when he did it, he was very happy. Now just wait till he puts a light in it. Okay. Here's just some examples of it more. Whoops. Go down. Just tons of them. I did them for Disney. Oh, my dog. What's my dog doing there? Oh, little rocket. She just jumps right in. So the point is, there are all kinds of styles, all kinds of processes, all kinds of cool ways for you to do it. And then it's magical when it lights up, okay? And I will teach you any kind of process. If you're interested in learning this process, which is really funny because a lot of times new time sculptors or new time people say they're not artists. But trust me, if you're telling yourself you're not an artist and you don't want to do this, I guarantee you should be here and doing it. You're going to have a great time. And it really does create something within you that is magical, and it's different for everybody. So this class is really a lot of fun. So what you may feel and what a lot of students feel is when they start their pumpkin, it may look like something like this, which you look at it. Now, this is a different style of pumpkin. This is that style where you scrape on the front and you kind of get the image and then you light it up and it's a person or whatever you sculpt is it, right? You may have seen people sculpt that where it's portraits of people. Very good. Mark Maniac is one of the people that just really kicks this out of the park. This is my dog, but it looks kind of cruddy, doesn't it? I mean, you can say that. It looks cruddy. But this is what a student may see when they're sculpting in the light. They may say, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. And I keep encouraging you to wait till you light it up, because look what happens when you light it up. Go. Look at this lit up. Look at that, guys. Look at the difference. Not too attractive, light in it. Not too attractive, cute as heck. So trust me, I'm about you, your art, and the way you do things. I'm going to show you very simple rules, 3 to be exact, where you can do it. So you can bring an image that you want to do, or I suggest you do a face to start. And that way I can teach you the techniques, and then you can decide, you can turn the pumpkin around and try your own style. Or if you are really have your heart set on doing a Disney character, I'll help you do it. Okay? I can. And there's others there that I'm hoping will attend that can help you too, my alumni. So, but the cool thing is it's going to be in Anaheim. So there's that information for you, because I wanted you to be able to have the opportunity. Okay. All right. Just checking to see what else I wanted to talk to you about. And then I'll get over to your questions. Okay. So that's the pumpkin class. So we've got the book. Please buy one for yourself, and I'm going to autograph it at the best price you're possibly going to get. Please do that now, because it's only pre-sale price. Once the book comes out and you're buying it live and in person, it will go up by at least $2 and in some cases more. Okay. So this is why. It's because I want you guys to grab something really lovely. First of all, it's the trifecta. Okay. It's a hardbound book, colorful book. My first ever illustrations in a hardbound book. Second, it's stitched binding, not glued binding. And if you've ever had a glued binding, you know what I'm talking about. And third, it is made in the USA. And I don't know how you feel, but I think the USA should get back to creating and not just purchasing, because we are really good at making stuff cool. So you will not see made in China on our book anywhere, because we're having it made here, right here in the USA. And the person who's doing the actual publishing of it is one of the 4 that do it for the Library of Congress. If you're an author, you know that your book must also go into the Library of Congress. That ought to look like quite a place. And they have the books rebound categorically when you send them your book. Paperback, they're all hardback. So it's a beautiful book. It's a killer price. You guys know how much hardbound books can cost. We are not selling this on Amazon. Boop, boop, boop. Newsflash. Right now, you have to find a way to us to get it. So the pre-sale, completely exclusive, completely between me and my best friend, Lynette. She will be starting to offer it to her circle of people. But we want you to be the first, because you're the ones who have been with us when we're down, when we're up. You have always had our back. This is what we're doing, is offering it to you first. We love you guys. Okay. All right. Let's go see what you're up to. And then I will talk more about a couple other things. Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. I hope you're all doing well. All right. Here we go. Angie is in the house first. Hello, Angie. On lunch. Thought you would stop by and say hello. Hello, and welcome back to your work. I hope it's fun. I hope it's a happy time for you. Sally says, I'm her age. Yes, I am. And I really, honestly, should write a book about the decades of life. Because at 10-year-old, it's different from 20, 30, 40. I have a very humorous way of looking at it. And I love every year that I gain another one. You know, my husband and I say, will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Because we're 64. Yes, he needs me. Yes, he'll feed me because I'm 64. So there you go. I didn't say I could sing amazingly, but I can carry it too. There you go. Here's and same to you, Sally. Hello, sister. Stephanie, hello. So we were talking about Miss Stephanie Fix. She's the one that's helping me get this stuff together and make this stuff happen for the pumpkin class. And she's amazing. And we're going to have a really good time. So stay tuned. Ask me anything next Friday, or get in the tribe on Patreon, and you'll get to know everything you need to know about it. Okay. All right. Hello, David Lewis. Happy Monday. Bob Bernie says, good morning. The tribe is fun, very informative. We enjoy it 3 times a week. And I do it. Now, these could be a little less. Right now, we've gone about 45 minutes, and eventually I'll probably keep both of them to an hour, the AMA, maybe an hour and a half, maybe even less. But it kind of depends on how much I have to tell you. And so you don't have to stay here. We're not cuffing you. But you can always come back and listen to it later. And then I'm going to put more content on both YouTube, accessible to you on YouTube eventually. But lots to do. Lots happening. Yes, yes, yes. I did not get bored, nor was I able to rest during the pandemic. I rested, but not like I thought I could. I thought I could binge watch and, do this a lot. It doesn't happen. Not with doers, and I'm a doer. So it's hard for me to sit still for very long. So that's the way it is. Ron Kubala says, moving Imagineers to Florida feels like when they were moving animation and more studio functions to Florida in the 90s. That didn't last long. Exactly, Ron. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Ron, you are so astute, so knowledgeable, which is why he's in the tribe. But Ron is correct. They used to also have an animation area in Florida where people could walk through and watch the animators work. And many animators equated that to being in a fishbowl and didn't like that experience at all. So like Ron says, it's a great idea, but really, so. Ron and I are telling you, don't let this obligate your life and lose sleep. Please don't lose sleep over this, okay? It's still in the works. It's a great idea, but we don't even know if the idea came from Imagineers. And that's kind of like, nobody told us about it. I am moving. You see what I'm saying? So Ron's right. Good for you, Ron, for saying that the way I couldn't. Hi, Terry. How are you today? Hello, Bobby Snyder. Lovely, 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 lovely. And here is Miss Janny. I spoke a lot. Hello, Jenny. I spoke a lot about Janny G on the Patreon page today because she is an amazing artist. And if you haven't seen her work, look her up. We were discussing you as an artist, if you're drawing and you are drawing a lot of anime that you're copying from, say, like a Pokemon or Miyazaki or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. You're drawing Mickey Mouse so much and so forth. Nothing wrong about that. But if you're looking to be an artist who maybe sells some of your work or maybe whatever, you need to create your technique, your brand. You want people to look at your work and go, this is a Janny G. Okay. So when you look at Janny's work, you know it's Janny's work. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. While you're training, it's no problem copying. You can even use reference, but it's how you interpret the reference on your drawing paper, canvas, and sculpture that makes the difference. Unless you're someone like me who is duplicating Disney for Disney collectors, okay? So that's a little different, but even that is my style. So I don't copy the movie, I interpret from watching the movies, the characters that you see before you, okay? That's what I do. You can tell my style because it's not quite a copy. It's a little different, right? So just to illustrate what I'm talking about, but this is very important because when you look at Michelangelo, you know Michelangelo's sculpture and his painting. If you look at Degas, if you look at Van Gogh, if you look at Rembrandt, you say, whoa, Rembrandt, whoa, Van Gogh, wow, Salvador Dali. It didn't mean, however, that those aforementioned people that I just named didn't start with drawing the human figure. If you have any books by them, you can see their early works. All of them did nudes because back in the day, that's what masters did, is they studied the human body and everything about the human body. And then they went away and were influenced from what they drew before and interpreted it in their way. You don't want your work to be thought of as, oh, that looks like Calvin and Hobbes. That looks like a Mark Davis. And your name isn't Mark Davis, or you're not the illustrator of Calvin and Hobbes. Maybe you don't care, but I'm saying if you do, and you're looking for that that people look at and they know who you are based on your work. A Ron Kubala, a Janny G, you know, a Ivano. You want to make sure that that's where you eventually get. You don't need to get there overnight. But that's why we keep training as artists to make sure that that is a goal for us. So right now I'm painting, and right now my painting style is starting to look like something, but I'm not there yet because I'm brand new. I'm only a few months old as painting, and I've only done one finished painting, and I'm working on another one, and I have to put that one aside because I got to do a painting for a charity, and that's due the end of the month, and I haven't even started it yet. So luckily it's small. Luckily it's small. But I'm going for it because I'm learning from people, and if I have questions in the tribe, I can ask people like Janny. So, and Ron. So it's very cool. It's very, very, very cool. But what I was going to show you was my ghosts, just to, again, remind you that they look like hitchhiking ghosts, but they're my interpretation. Okay, these are my interpretation. These are designed to give you the influence of the hitchhiking ghosts, but the way I see them, my impression. And then these are the Cadillacs of them. I've made them illuminate so that when you see them on your shelf, they look like ghostly figures on the shelf. See? Don't they look like they're actually materializing? The light does that. The way we design the lights do that. And that's what makes them so lovely. And that's why people like to collect my work that's Disney, because I try to take it that next step. And then it's a whole experience from the time you receive the box to the time you open the box to the time you light them up, the whole thing. And I only have 8 sets left. So when you visit the store, if you're interested in taking a peek at those, I also have the blacklight versions of them that are a little less expensive because I know how much you love the Haunted Mansion ghosts. And then there's also a Haunted Mansion pin that glows in the dark. So there's lots of stuff. I try to have enough of a range for your budget because I understand these ghosts are very high end, but they took me over 2 years to create and to make happen for various reasons. It's got my blood, my bone, my soul in. I mean, ask anybody how it works, and that's the way it works. And I'm going to be teaching classes. I'm actually working on my first one on drawing that will be available online so that you can, get it. I'm in the process of setting up the studio so I can start to do that class. I'm also starting up Rolly Crump's chess set. That's actually breaking ground. Hasn't yet because I have sales tax and I have to get this other painting done. But before the end of the month, I will at least have one piece started and well into it, and you'll get to see that. Understand that's going to be a set that you should be, that's going to be expensive, I think. I'm going to be surprised. I just want to warn you. It could be a few $1,000s. Yeah, because he wants them this big. So to cast them up and to make them happen and to make them all pretty and everything. And we have decided we're going to sell it by the set, which makes it like, So you figure the chess set has 12 pieces, which is a total of 24 pieces because you've got the blacks and the whites. That is not a racist statement. That's what chess pieces are. So those of you who are tuning in now understand I'm talking about chess pieces. I mean, come on, calm down. I'm black and white, so I guess I can say it anyway. But the point is, you've got 24 chess pieces at about this big, all being cast, all being designed, all being created, and then a chessboard. I'm probably going to make the chessboard that comes with the set a little less wowzer, but we might make a chessboard you can buy if you happen to be one of these people who wants this dream piece in your place. Many of you that have the whole Disneyland of Bob Oshevsky's, you know what I mean? That main street that he did, and you have, 3.5 feet long or something by a foot, 3 feet wide or whatever. You have that kind of space and you want something like this, it will be available. But that will develop, okay? That we will let you know. But I am doing it for Rolly Crump, okay? If nobody grabs it, the piece I do will be Rolly's. and it'll be something that Rolly and his lovely wife can enjoy, because I've loved his art for a very long time. And the fact that he has endorsed me to do it touches my heart. So I want to get it done because he just turned 91. Want to get it done because he just turned 91. Sorry, just like the rhyming. But I want to do it so that he can see it. I have a dream of him holding it and enjoying it, which means somebody's got to get busy. Uh-oh. So that's it. Okay. So that's the situation. So that's what I've talked to you about. Talked to you about the book, talked to you about the pumpkin class. And then if you want anything added, have you seen how Black Widow has fallen and Space Jam rose up? And I never liked Space Jam. It's not my thing. But apparently critics didn't like it, but many people went to see it. So I'd love to hear if you liked it or not. And why didn't Black Widow continue to kick butt and take names? We have a couple of theories. So what are yours? Okay, here we go. We are now at just about an hour. We'll probably go another half hour and then I'll cut you loose. But if you need to go somewhere because you have things to do, remember, you're not cuffed here. You can always come back later and take a look, okay, on YouTube, okay? Just, TERRI HARDin, YouTube, okay? Just put it in the search engine and you'll find me. It'll just go like this. The content is getting consistent, and this is for an artist who is 64. So there you go. Okay, here we go. Let's see how we're doing. So we have Stephanie saying hello, and we went all the way down to Janny, who I said was an amazing artist. Check her out. You got to. And yes, thank you. So true. Yes. Oh, I love your name. It's Demetrius. Is it LaShawn Witherspoon? Sounds like royalty. It's great. Welcome and thank you. Thank you. Lovely. Beautiful. Beautiful name. Bob Burdine says, 100% with you. We need to stamp this out. I have loved ones who want to keep safe and well. And we just don't know. We're so confused. We're so confused. We don't know what to do. We're doing the mask dance. I mean, I've made it comical. I walk into every place and say, okay, there's a Portos in Burbank that says right up front, you come in here, you're wearing a mask. They don't give you the option. They don't ask if you're vaccinated. You come in here, you're wearing a mask. Done. That's the kind of choices we need to make as business owners and as human beings. We have to take it. And when in doubt, mask up. Just what that's my opinion. I love you. That's my opinion. Demetrius says, I'm so animated and he loves it. Please subscribe, Demetrius. Go to my YouTube and subscribe. I know you're on Facebook, but take a minute and subscribe. And think about the Patreon page, because I can already tell you're someone whose voice would be very much welcome there. It's true. I say that to all of you, but you're here. And you guys are amazing here. Those of you who have been with me a long time know I'm not always animated, like 99.9%. But if I lose someone that's dear to me, that I get all choked up and all worried and all funky, and it's right there in public. So I don't need to cry for you. The weekend was actually quite fun and beautiful. Also, if you live in the Southern California area and you're anywhere near Magnolia Park area, we are having a 50 family garage sale. Yeah. A real estate agent in the Burbank area decided to invite households to join, and she's amazed that there's 50 people. Now, let me warn you, there's no Disney on my table. This much, zero, zilch, okay? It's stuff. Like, I have food processors. You remember when you get married and somebody gifts you? No, that's not it. I would like to blame it on that, but it's not it. It's you guys are very generous, and I'll get several hand mixers or food processors, or I've got vases, or I've got, it's just garage sale stuff. Okay. I try to keep it to be nice things, because I don't want you to have my trash. Okay. It's stuff that I love, but I've got to be really strong. I have to be really strong in purging. And so it's nice stuff. It's really nice stuff. And I have a lot of things for dogs. Like I have a dog dish that used to be my dear Tilly's dog dish, her water dish, and I have those little like little decor, like I have a few dog costumes for small dogs because my little dog Rocket grew out of them, or she never wore them. In particular, I don't. She's kind of a tomboy. She's like Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy, so I don't dress her up in dresses. Like her favorite outfit is a shark outfit or a Dracula outfit, seriously, or a skeleton dog outfit. So those are the ones she likes. But the ones that she thought were kind of meh, now that's her opinion. Not every dog feels that way. You know what I'm talking about. So I have some dog outfits. I have those little scarves that dogs can wear. It's for small dogs. I'm warning you. They're for little dogs because these were all given to Rocket. But she's in the garage sale too, and she's got the little, the little stretchy thing that goes around your neck and has a little Halloween. I have a lot of that little doggy stuff. And then I think I'm going to have some jewelry. It's costume, so it's nothing super special. If you're looking for someone who doesn't know their jewelry, sorry, I have somebody who does. But if you're like costume jewelry that's cool and weird like me, there's going to be some of that there. And who knows what else? I don't know yet. I'm still digging. So, and I have a very dear friend joining me who has, wait for it, 1950s, 1960s authentic stuff. I don't know what she's bringing, but if you are someone who loves the 50s and the 60s and you want to come and see what we have, but understand, we are one family in 50. Okay, so it's a really fun, we call it the garage sale vein, and that's this Saturday at 8:00. Only 8 to 12. We're pandemic aware. So we're doing just a little one to kind of dip our toe in the water. But if you want to come, okay? Google Magnolia Park. You should be able to see it. Many have posted on Craigslist, so you should be able to find it pretty easily. I have done none of that. I just talk to you. Yeah, because that's who I want to come. You. Yeah. Silly me, right? Thank you, Demetrius, for saying that. I feel so tired because I'm vaccinated, but also high risk, so I've been stuck in the house for almost 2 years. Jamie, I'm with you. I'm finding that I'm changing. I'm finding that my attitude, I'm a hugger, and I stand like this and wait. I saw my family yesterday, and they were the ones that said, we're going to hug. But I've gotten out of practice. I love hugging people, but I wait. And then I love to socialize with people, but I'm a little more standoffish than usual. And I have a Leave It to Beaver, Marcus Welby kind of neighborhood where kids ride bicycles and come over and say hello. And I told my neighbor across the street, I said, he was very standoffish to begin with. And now he's just been lovely. And I've been standoffish, and it's weird because it's not me. I'm bubbly. You can see I'm bubbly, but there's something. Jamie, there's something. And I have a high risk husband that, I think it's because we don't know, and we don't want to screw up, do we? Because screwing up could be deadly. So I think for some of us, maybe even for you, Jamie, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but for some of us, we're like, maybe. When in doubt, mask, period, end of story. So that's my thing, and I'm sticking to it. Also, I should have mentioned, I know it's a little bit late, but if you went to the birthday, let me know how you liked it. Was it crowded at Disneyland for the birthday? Steve Spain says, sadly, you'll be stuck in your house for the rest of your life, so it's good we have a nice one. What you're looking at is my art studio, and I'm usually stuck here most of the time, so it's fun. It has things that are wild and crazy. In fact, the camera's a little weird. Let me fix that. Ba-boom. I like it to just show like a sleeve. There we go. But you can see behind me my mermaid tail. It's a functioning mermaid tail. You can ask me questions about that. Above my head is a Robo Mickey Mouse, one of my favorite in my collection. He has satellite dishes for ears. It's really cool. Over here is a storyboard from the first movie I produced. I'm going to eventually post it on YouTube. It's not great. It's a silent. I did it when I was young, but it's really fun. So that's the storyboard that I did. And then I have a roll top desk over here. And then behind me is Cinderella This was given to me at the last Disneyana fan club. Someone gave it to me, and I just love it, so I put it there. Eventually, this is where Janny is doing a painting for me, and I'm gonna put it there, and then I'm just gonna go, look at Janny's amazing, look at Janny's amazing painting. So that will be replaced by that. So if you decide you want it and you're in the tribe, just let me know, because I may just pass that on to the tribe. I do that a lot too. But there's all kinds of wild and crazy stuff in my shop, and I love it here. So I don't feel, Steve, stuck at all. I'm very happy where I am. It's just weird that I'm not eager to get back into the mix of people. My very first induction into a group of people is going to be the Disneyana, well, this garage sale on 24th. I may not have told you. It's this Saturday, the 24th, from 8 to 12. Okay. That'll be my first to seeing people, and I'm going to be very careful of how I do it. And then the show and sale on September 12th. Yeah, I'll be there. That'll be my first time, and we'll see how I do as a human being. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit, but just a toe in the water, right? Thank you, Steve, says Jamie. Demetrius says she loves, Demetrius loves, sorry, I was thinking about Jamie. Demetrius says he loves Lynette. She's amazing. And he's right. She is amazing and wonderful. And we've known each other probably for 30 years. Yeah. Yeah. We go way back. We first were introduced do you remember a little talking teddy bear called Teddy Ruxpin? You put a cassette. If you don't know what a cassette is, Google it. But you put it in his back and he told you stories. Yeah. Yeah. So she and I we met there. And we became, you find that friend where the minute you see them, it's just kismet, you're like old friends right away. And that's Lynette Eklund. So Demetrius, please go and take a look at this book. We would love for you to purchase one and get us to our goal. And again, my online store. And but if you are following Lynette, you can also do it through her as well. But right now, I'm the one that is up because she's traveling. So you can buy it through me. It helps us both. Okay, we are partners in this together. So you don't have to worry that she and I are in competition with each other. We're hand in glove together, doing the book together. We really enjoyed working on it. We worked on it during the pandemic. So it became this really special thing for us to do. Lynette actually said hand painting all of the actual art for the book was starting to make her go a little crazy. I told her I'd share in it and help her paint. She really just likes painting my drawings, and bless her heart for doing that, Demetrius, she really was sweet about it. But she said afterwards, maybe hindsight being 2020, she might have let me paint some leaves, But the art is beautiful. And eventually what we'll do for a lot of you is we'll create lithographs of some of the art if we find there's enough interest in that. But the originals right now belong to Lynette, and she just can't part with them yet. And you can understand that if you put your blood and bone in something. It's not so easy to put it out in the world to others just yet. And it's her first. It's her first published book, and it's my first published art in hardbound. So drawings. So I'm very, very touched by it. And it's my style. I did not copy anybody else's style. It's my style. And together it's our style, her painting style, my line work. So we're just tickled about it. And we want people like you, Demetrius, to have a copy. So that's why we made it $18 and not $22.95. It's going to be plus tax and shipping. Or you can write pickup if you happen to be near a place where you might be able to pick it up from us. You can write pickup, and then afterwards, if you change and want to do shipping, we'll just, invoice you for the shipping or whatever. Okay. So whatever it is to work, you can write pickup for now. If you don't want to pay the shipping, if you know you're going to want it shipped, pay the shipping. That's it. Okay. You live in California, pay the tax. Who was that? Just give me a minute. All right. Nobody of them. Well, I don't want to say that. That would be rude. That would be mean. Don't say what you were going to say. Okay, fine. All right. So thank you. So exciting, says Janny. Yes, I'm very excited about this book. I'm very excited. I love to collaborate. I've often told people that collaboration is the one word I would use for Disney Imagineering. You've got some of the creme of the, you have the creme de la creme of artists, and we're collaborating. The egos are like a little jacket you hang at the door, and then you all get together, and the creativity swirls and moves, and you feel like Merlin, or you feel like Mickey Mouse when he first animates the brooms and the water. You feel just like him because you get with people and magic happens. Just miracles happen. Gorgeous things evolve when you collaborate with somebody else. So I love collaboration, and collaborating with my best friend. What could be better, right? So that's what I like. And I'm going to show you again one more time the book so you can see. But I'm urging you, do not hesitate. Grab it. $18 is a great steal. And if you have any questions, hit me up. Okay? You have any questions about this? Hit me up. And again, the painting, the colors, and I don't know how well you can see the watercolor washes that Lynette did behind the words, because video doesn't necessarily pick it up, but the book is lush and yummy and fun and easy to read. And I told her, just, it's your book, paint it the way you like. And she did. Here it is. And it's just so much fun. Everything's fun and colorful. And then there we are again. So you can see there we are on the back. We have a little bit about ourselves and why, But the main thing is we've been friends. I've delivered 2 of her children, just so you know, Demetrius. And I caught the baby first, and then the second baby I couldn't, but the first one, Bryce, I did, and now he's married with kids of his own. And it's just been a really great ride. We are super, super, we need the infusion of each other because we're sisters. Yeah. Sisters from other misters. And thank you, Jenny. It is exciting. I'm very excited to have it. Hello, Miss Shelby. I am doing very well. How are you doing, Miss Shelby? Did you have a good weekend? I did. Pumpkin carving, October 30th, not September 30th. See, Stephanie has my back. Yeah, it's not September 30th. I don't know what's happening September 30th, but it's not that. Yeah, I meant to say October. I don't know if I said anything, but I'm glad Stephanie's watching because it is the day before Halloween. I should have just said that because y'all know when Halloween is. So thank you, Stephanie, for keeping me straight. I appreciate it. Space Jam, says Ron Kubala, felt like WB middle finger at Disney showing off their catalog of IPs. Ron, do you think that's why people went to see it? I never even thought of it that way. Oh, my Lord. That is such an interesting take. You see why I talk to you guys? Oh, my. That's really funny. That's really funny. Oh, my goodness. I never even thought of that. But that's what that's what the interpretation was. Oh, now you're making me maybe want to see it. Ron, you're a card, buddy. Space Jam showing off their catalog of IPs, letting Disney know they're just fine. They are, aren't they? And Warner Brothers is tenacious. You want to talk about a bulldog in the ring? That's Warner Brothers. They are a big dog in the ring. So yeah, they're just fine, as Ron says. They are just fine. So there you have it, everybody. That was a great way to stop and talk, is to let me know what I wondered about Space Jam, because the critics don't like it. They don't think it's a very good movie. I have not seen it, so I'm not going to say one way or the other. But I really appreciate people like you, Ron, saying, this is what I saw, what I took from it. I will tell you why I think Black Widow is falling. But I won't tell you now because maybe some of you haven't seen it. I'm going to wait at least until August. So those of you who want to see it have seen it. And then I won't be specific. But I will tell you, I'll tell you now, I didn't think it had teeth. It didn't have real teeth, meaning that you want to feel when you're watching a movie, or you want to have a good story and you want to feel that story. Okay. You don't want people to cheat you out of feeling the emotions that you go through. Okay. So I love a series called Ted Lasso. It is on Apple TV. It is worth it to get on Apple TV, which I think is $5.95. I think you get 7 days free trial or something. And then it's $5.95 for the month. And then you watch the first season. The second season comes out any day now. And my husband, for my birthday, was going to give me a subscription to Showtime. Instead, we watched Showtime for free for 7 days, and then we stopped it because I want to subscribe to Apple TV, which is a lot less expensive, but I want to watch Ted Lasso. It is my favorite series. Ted Lasso has brilliant story, and I feel it. It makes me feel. Now, it's about a man who goes to London to coach soccer after coaching football, because that's the football of Europe. And I've never been enthusiastic about soccer. In fact, I put it off watching Ted Lasso because it was about soccer, and I'm kind of meh about sports. But it's a feel-good. It's about strength and kindness and being good to people, and what being mean to people kind of gets you. It's amazing. I will give you a warning. It has a few dirty jokes, so if that's not your taste, I'm going to ask you to pull through it, because it's not usually mine either. And it does have a few swear words, but it fits the characters. Okay. It's not all about the swear words, and it's not all about, some humor that's a little bit sexy, right? But it fits the characters. And so I would ask you to reserve your judgment and be curious. It's one of the things that Ted quotes. Be curious, not judgmental. Walt Whitman. He says he sees this phrase, be curious, not judgmental. Because being curious, you ask questions. And the other closes the door. Okay. Ted doesn't say this, but this is what I say. This is one of my favorite quotes. And bringing it back to me, thank you, the cast and crew of Ted Lasso, touches my heart. But it allows you to feel sadness. In fact, in Ted Lasso, if there is something that makes you feel sad, the impact of someone who would be, or there's something that happens in the show, you not only feel it in one scene, but the scenes carry to make sure you feel that bit of pain. Because without pain, sometimes there is no great euphoria. You've got to have the balance in a movie. You've got to feel the terror. That way you feel the victory. You've got to feel the sadness. Therefore, you feel the joy. That's what a good story does. If we get too much worried about keeping us in a bed of feathers through the whole movie, the movie becomes meh. It's just meh. If we don't fear for the character, if we don't worry about the characters, if we don't get excited for the characters, if we don't feel victorious with the characters, there's nothing to keep us coming back, because we're in a bed of feathers. And it's like life is not like bubble wrap, where everything you bounce doesn't hurt. Things hurt. Things really hurt. And so the story, I don't want the story to be all about hurt, and then I feel like I'm being, hit with pain, and then very little joy. But the point is that if you're going to create something that's going to create some pain, let me feel it. Don't put a joke at the end to cheat me out of that feeling. This is TERRI Hardin's opinion. All right. I love film, and I love the ups and downs of film in a good story. Okay. I love it. I love it. And so I live by it. Bambi. Let's use Bambi for an example. We all know what happens for Bambi, and we feel it. The music rises, and we are in terror for what's about to happen. We're praying it doesn't happen. Even if we've seen the movie a lot, and I've seen that movie a lot, I'm always praying that Bambi's mom doesn't get killed. But we know what happens. And then when it happens, we see his terror, his sadness, as he calls for her, and she doesn't respond. He's in the cold. He's panicked. He's scared. And that's when we meet his dad. And his dad says, it's my turn to take care of you now. It's tough. But Disney has gotten in the habit of keeping us from feeling these deep cuts. And we need to feel this, both as children and as adults. because we see what happens when something like that happens. And that helps us to deal a little better with life. Wouldn't you agree? I don't know. Maybe you don't agree. Maybe you like that sort of red pill, blue pill feeling. But honestly, I want to feel it. I want to feel it. I want to know. I want to feel that joy, and I want to feel that you know, when you watch Cinderella and she's locked in the attic, we're scared that the prince is never going to know how close he was to his true love. And then something magical happens in the story of Cinderella, which is not a Disney story. It's a story. But it's one that Disney decided to tell because it affected him like it affected us. She sings, and then he's like, hey, wait a minute. I said every maiden. What's with you? You see what I mean? You get that excitement, you know? You get that. So we want that. And I think that's missing in Black Widow. That's what I think. So I don't know if you agree, but that's what TERRI thinks. So with that, my dearest, oh, wait, we've got a couple of people. We have Paul. He kicked in here. Was worried I wouldn't like Ted Lasso from the concept, but it quickly won me over. Looking forward to see? Look at Paul right here. I said happens sometime this month. Paul says Friday. There you go. You know what? Also happens Friday, the Olympics. And I want you guys to all pray for the athletes who are going there because this should have been canceled. But Paul, thank you. And I was just like you about it. Okay. There's a few things you may have to overlook, but that is great. The amazing thing about Ted Lasso is it showed one episode and they loved it so much. All of us, they signed them up for 5 seasons. Now, this is pressure for such a beautiful, wonderful fledgling thing. Like, the comedians involved in it. This has been going on as kind of a comedy routine. My husband tells me I know nothing about that, but I do know that when a show gets this much attention, it really means that the writers and creators of the show need to take a minute to really think about what their next steps are going to be. Because in order for it to last a long time, it needs to keep us invested. At a time when the clicker makes us disappear, we need to be invested, don't we? So I cannot tell you how many times I watch Ted Lasso over and over and over again because I love it. But I have a screener of it, and I watch the screeners over and over and over again. I just can't get enough of it. Because it's so upbeat, happy, and beautiful. And it's really about being positive, about being hopeful, about having vision, and about being about other people. How can you help other people be the best that they can be? Because as Zig Ziglar said, when you help people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And it feels good doing it, guys. It really does. And it's simple, simple, simple. It starts with a phone call, someone you haven't talked to in a while, and you want to just say, hey, I was thinking about you. Or you give them a little something that you know they love. You come across a picture that you know somebody really loves. Okay? In the tribe, I'll tell you a story, and then we will wrap this up, okay, at 1.5 hours. Yay for us. But I'm going to leave you with a story. On my Patreon page, Terry's Tribe, I asked the tribe to tell me what they like. What is it that they love? Because I'm cleaning my garage. Not as actively right now with the heat, but I was pretty in full swing in the wintertime. But I have all kinds of stuff in there. It's actually like Indiana Jones going in to find the Ark of the Covenant. I don't expect to find the 10 Commandments, but there are a lot of things there that I have no idea are there. And I want to give the tribe things, we have a treasure chest where people get something that I send to them, okay? I pull names out of a hat and it's a giveaway, okay? But I also just at certain times want to give you something. So Randy Gribe, who's a tribe member, I like to give him stuff from Tigger because he loves Tigger. So if I see something that's Tigger and I'm like, it's time to just send this off. So I send it to Randy and surprise him. Well, Holly Mack, who've heard me talk about before, who has her wonderful 2 little kids, she's a very giving, loving individual, and she really inspires me with her family. Her family is just all about family, and I love talking to her about family and her children and the pandemic. How are her kids going? Because she's got little kids. So I love hearing her stories about that. Well, I asked Holly, what do you love? And she happens to love Nightmare Before Christmas. And she told me the story about when she was a little girl and she had seen Nightmare Before Christmas, and Burger King came out with those watches. Do you remember those watches Burger King came out with in the box? Beautiful. You know, the stores used to come out, these places like McDonald's and Burger King used to come out with these great giveaways that were killer. And the Nightmare Before Christmas watches they came in a beautiful box. You pulled them out. There was a little bit of a story about the characters. And there were 4 different ones. Holly happened as a little girl to get the Jack Skellington one. I don't remember them specifically very well, but I remember there was like 4 of them. And she got that one and she wore it as a little girl until it was broken. And then she still wore it because she loved it so much. So she wore it everywhere. And one day she left for school or something, or went out to play or whatever. And she left it in the house. And her mom saw it was broken, and she threw it out. And Holly, as a little girl, was devastated. So she told me the story. She said, you know, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. And she said, I just love that watch. I wore it everywhere. Well, I was in my garage digging around, and I found a full set of watches. So I bagged them up and I sent them to her. Never told her. Didn't tell Holly. I mean, she didn't know that I was going to do that. But I said, I could send her just the watch. But why not over deliver and send her the whole set? So I sent her the whole set. And it just to see her face when we got together on the tribe, she was just so adored. She just couldn't believe it. You know, I said, I don't even know if they work, Holly, but I've never used them. So if you clean them up and you replace the battery, hopefully the one you want is work. But if not, at least you have the entire collection in the box, mint condition, because I am so crazy when I save stuff and take care of stuff when it comes to the collection. And books, oh, don't even get me started with books. So this is why a story is, you know, stories are special because they touch you in a certain way and you feel it. Okay. When Christmas goes awry and Nightmare Before Christmas, you see how sad Jack is, and they don't try to make it silly. Jack is devastated. Jack is almost killed because he screws up Christmas so bad. And then afterwards, Santa being Santa, you know, scolds him a little bit. Let me have my holiday. You have your holiday. But then he brings them snow, doesn't he, in Halloween Town? So you get the payoff of a good kindness because there's been adversity before. It pays off better, is my point. And then when you do something nice for someone like this, I was on top of the world when she thanked me. I felt light as a feather, you know? So it's simple things like that you just do on a whim. When you send me a birthday card, I'm terrible at sending birthday cards. I'm not great about remembering birthdays. Thank goodness Facebook reminds me. So I can maybe get in there around your birthday somewhere. But I'm very touched at all of you that do remember. So I want to thank you all. I want to tell you that I love you all. If you are someone who loved this, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Help me get to that 1,000 people that I can reach out and touch as warmly as I've touched you. And we'll see each other on Friday for Ask Me Anything. So get your questions ready. And I'll answer them live for you. And let me know if anything that I've said today interests you. Email me, message me on Messenger. There's ways to reach me. Instagram, if we hide Paul, you can find me here. Here. You can find me right. You can find me right here. You can find me over here. Oh, I'm a crazy girl. Anyway, I love you guys. You're half the reason that I'm always upbeat. I love to start my week with you, all of you. And I love to end just before the weekend with you because my weekends are very, very busy. That's why I don't do a lot on weekends because weekends are chock full of stuff. So I love you guys. Stay tuned for more stuff that's happening pretty soon. You'll get to peek into my life a little better than what I've been doing. And we'll talk more. Okay. And I love you. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy yourself. Stay positive, and do something nice for someone else. As I've said, you're going to feel a whole lot better. We'll see you on Friday. Take care. Be safe. Be well.